Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Your Excellency Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, Chairman of IIT, Member of Parliament for Port Dickson, Yang Berusaha, Dr. Hisham Yahya Al-Taib, President of IIT, Yang berbahagia Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar, Sheikh of Kuliah Istak IIUM, Yang berbahagia Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Jamil Osman, Director of IIT East Asia, Yang Berusaha Dr. Anas Sheikh Ali, Director of Publication IIT, Yang Berusaha Dr. Ahmad Alwani, Board of IIT, Yang berbahagia Datuk Ahmad Nazri Abdullah, Member of the Board of Directors, University of Malaya. My colleagues, friends from near and far, welcome to the University of Malaya. I am most honored on behalf of the management of the university to welcome you here on campus. I must confess I am a bit overwhelmed and in the presence of such giants in this room. And I'm not so sure what I might be able to offer in my very brief talk in a while. So I understand that Datuk Tengku, the chairman of the board of directors who was supposed to have been here, could not be here. So on his behalf also, I would like to wish you a very warm welcome. When I first received the phone call from Datuk Nazri to come and to participate in this seminar, I was a bit surprised, and I was not sure what I might be able to add on to such a prestigious group of people in what I might be able to say. But generally what I was informed is to just give a little context and a little background on what University of Malaya is doing and the way forward in our pursuit of knowledge and in the integration of knowledge. Basically, we all understand and we are also equally concerned about the situation of graduates being unemployed, not being very successful in being gainfully employed after they finish university. So as the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic and International, I feel that it is my duty to really see what I might be able to do to overcome this. What kind of curriculum are we offering? What kind of, where are we going in terms of what we offer our students? And, are we preparing them enough for the real world? So that is a little bit of what I will be sharing with you today. I will give you a little bit of context. I will give you a little bit of background of University of Malaya to set the scene, to give a context of where we are. And I will also give you a little bit of background on, in terms of what we are doing as far as the curriculum is concerned, and then the way forward. There's been a lot of talk about graduates not being gainfully employed because we are too focused in providing them with a very in-depth body of knowledge in the chosen field of study. Is that enough? Is that enough to get them gainfully employed? Because in 4 years, once they graduate, will what we are preparing them for be available for them to take up as a career? So in a way, that is kind of our concern right now. So I will give you a little bit of background first on the profile of University of Malaya. As you can see from the screen, we have 12 faculties, 2 academies, and 3 institutes. In total, there are about 20 what we might know as faculties that offer degree programs. We have in total about 6,000 students, about 2,000 academic staff, and the rest non-academic staff. It depends on which time of the year that we get the data from. We generally have about 24,000 to 25,000 students. And we are a comprehensive, research-intensive university. And we cover almost everything in this university. Okay? So as I mentioned, we are a broad-based research-intensive university offering 100 degree programs and about, in total, as you can see, postgraduate programs as well. We are quite aggressive in our international outlook. Out of the 2,000 plus academic staff, we have about 300 international staff. We would like to have more, but sometimes there are constraints, so we are not able to take in more. The list that you see would give you the numbers of, the countries that they come from. We have this number, about 800 international undergraduate students. We are capped in terms of the number of international students that we can take in at the undergraduate level, but we don't have any limit to the number of international postgraduate students. Now, I am showing you all this just to give you the flavor of internationalization in our university, because we would like our students to be global citizens. So we would like to create an international flavor to the campus. Not only do we take in international students, we also take in international staff, but we also send our students abroad for short-term programs. And we talked about short-term study programs in Turkey, that's offered in Turkey. And we do send a number of our students to Turkey, and they're very lucky to be able to get the Mevlana scholarship from the Turkish government. So this would be some of the initiatives of the university to provide the international exposure to our students. And many students who benefit from this come from the social sciences and humanities. Some of our students coming from the Academy of Malay Studies, some of our students coming from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, many actually from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, and some also from the Academy of Islamic Studies. So we do provide that platform for our students to get some kind of exposure abroad. And when they go abroad, we do check with them on what the experience was and how it changed their outlook. And this is very important because they have to be able to know what the outside world is like. And I can give you an example of one particular program that we are very fortunate to be a part of, and that is the Al Maktoum, that is sponsored by the Al Maktoum Foundation. When our students, it's a leadership program for girls. So when they go abroad and they participate in this program together with students from UAE, from Egypt, and from Qatar, and so on, before they left, they have a particular perception of these girls, and they have a particular perception of how they actually behave. And it's a completely different perspective once they are together with these girls. And they tell me that students who come from these countries are not as submissive as they thought they were going to be. There is a common perception, isn't it, of women, especially Muslim women. And that is something that we have to challenge, and that is something that we have to overcome. And apart from that, they also tell me that these girls are very knowledgeable. These girls are very well versed in various different areas outside of their own disciplines. Whereas they feel that they only know of Islamic studies. They feel that they only know of East Asian studies, if that is their area of studies. They only know biology, and they feel that they are a bit inadequate when they have to when they have to make their arguments, putting forward more general knowledge and knowledge from other disciplines. So where are we going here? What are we doing to enhance our students at University of Malaya? They are very good in their field. They are very good. And we hear that because we do engage with external assessors, and external assessors will come and look at our curriculum, and these external assessors come from all over the world. And they always say that we have a very strong, solid curriculum. Our graduates are really, really good, and they are really impeccable in their field of study. But they also say that they think we are teaching them too much. We're teaching them too much engineering. We're teaching them too much chemistry. We're teaching them too much geography. And we're not leaving enough space for them to study other areas. And that's what we find missing. And that's where the gap is when we look at our girls who go on these leadership programs, and they actually are in the company of other girls from other nations. So we have to look back. We have to look back and see what we can actually do to the curriculum. Now, to continue on our internationalization agenda, we also have various different kinds of double degree programs at the undergraduate level, at the postgraduate level, at the master's level, as well as at the PhD level, where our students will spend time both in University of Malaya to fulfill the rules and regulation, the curriculum that is in the University of Malaya, and they also spend time in our partner university. And they get supervised by professors from our partner universities. And in the end, they will get both a degree program from University of Malaya, and they will get a degree from University of Malaya, and they will get a degree from our partner university. And that's our dual, joint, and double degree programs. We are a research-intensive university. We have many partners all over the world. But what is the outcome of this partnership? We have a large number of co-authored journal publications with partners from all over the world. And the numbers you can see from the slide. But this is the outcome. What is the impact? And nowadays we talk about impact rather than just outcome. What do we do in the university that has an impact to society at large? What is the impact of what we do to the community? We are no more ivory towers. We are no more, ivory towers that, just exist in isolation. We have to work towards being more relevant to society and making our students more in touch with what's going on out there. So we have this outcome, which we all are very proud of. The outcome of collaboration, the outcome of tangible publications that we produce in the various different top-ranked journals and books and so on. But what do we do in making what we offer in the university impactful to the society at large? That's what we have to do in our curriculum as well. We have to integrate, and we have to ensure that when we talk about integration of knowledge, we know that it is an incorporation or synthesization of different fields of knowledge or new information into existing bodies of knowledge, or a common model through a variety of approaches in teaching, curriculum design, assessment, etc., in order to achieve or accommodate with the dynamics of the educational objectives. And our educational objectives does not stop at being employed. It doesn't stop at getting a degree. It has to be more than that. It has to be meaningful to the student. It has to be meaningful to the society at large. Now, if you will allow me to move on, as I mentioned, we want to produce graduates who are global citizens. We want to be able to enhance their knowledge and skills. We want them to know that education does not stop here at the university. They have to embark on lifelong learning. And many of us, many of those sitting in the front, are real examples of lifelong learning. Learning never stops. And we also have to ensure that our students have communication skills, good communication skills, that they are able to debate, they are able to argue, and they have the contents and the points of arguments to make when they are in the global arena. When they talk about Islam, when they talk about what does it mean, how does that differentiate, how do we differentiate Islam and what we are seeing in the world today? So are our students able to argue their way out of that? Are they able to put forth the points that we want them to put forth? Are our chemistry major students able to do that? So whatever field that they come from, we want them to be able to engage in the various different kinds of knowledges. So what do we do at the University of Malaya? We constantly do curriculum review, and that is the norm. All right? So when we do the curriculum review every 5 years or every cycle, this is the time that we have to take the opportunity to really look at providing a flexible curriculum to ensure that our students are future ready. So the curriculum has to be fluid, it has to be organic, it has to include various different areas of study outside of their own, outside of the student's own major. So in that way, we are able to produce future-ready students with the UMDNA. What does it mean by the UMDNA? And this is not specific to UM only, and this is something that all universities are doing. We have to ensure that they are critical thinkers. We have to ensure that they are able to solve problems, and not just problems, but difficult problems. We have to ensure that they have the values that we want them to have when they graduate out there. And we want them to be effective communicators, lifelong learners, and they have to be adaptable to change, and this is very important. People talk about automation. People talk about how the jobs out there may not, the jobs that we're preparing the students for may not be out there once they graduate because of automation, because of the kinds of technology that has already advanced to the point that robots will take over the jobs. But studies have also shown that it's not all doom and gloom. Jobs may not necessarily be taken over by robots, but they actually, the jobs that the students get into may change over time, so they have to be adaptable to this. Okay? Now I'm going to move quite quickly because I think I've taken up quite a bit of time. So I will not talk about the proposed curriculum review, but we also have to ready the lecturers who are offering. So it's not just the students that we have to get ready, we have to get ready the lecturers through various different kind of training programs. These are the kind of hard skills and soft skills that would be in demand in the future. So this is what we mean by the future-ready graduates. And I would like to also talk about a little bit about micro-credentialing. This is the way forward. When we move forward and when we think about the future, are universities, are lecturers relevant anymore? Are the traditional universities relevant anymore? Because what is going to happen in the future is people will be learning on their own through online. They will be taking credentials online. They will be taking courses online. Again, this is where University of Malaya is moving. We will be offering programs, or rather we are going to be offering courses online which will be in line with the MQA requirements, which is the Malaysian Qualifications Agency requirements, and people will be able to collect these credentials and put together so that they will be able to get some credit transfer and in the end get a degree, inshallah. So this might be the way forward for some of the offerings that we have in the University of Malaya. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I know we will have a lot of challenges ahead of us, and I think we will have the whole morning to listen to the profound speakers that we have in front of us, and we will see how we might be able to take up some of these challenges at the University of Malaya. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Kamilia. May I request Dr. Anas Al-Sheikh Ali